Welcome to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcellus Wiley sitting here in that Clorox white, that cocaina. Oh, I know I look fresh. And this is something they tell you not to do in TV, but damn it, I'm doing it my way, and which is don't wear white. They say don't wear white because, boy, it throws off the image. So I hope y'all see me up here. Somebody said I look like a struck match. You know, that's what happens when you come back from Hawaii and letting that sun pound on that pool water all damn day. My son even looked at me yesterday because I was doing his hair in the shower, and he was like, "Daddy, what is that?" And he looked at my shoulder, and it looked like a reptile, for real. It was just like all scaly and burned and just flaky. He was like, "Dang, Daddy, what's wrong with you?" So that's what's going on, man. All good in the hood. We're going to have an amazing show because that's what we do. But let's start off with what's up with that dude. Well, yesterday we had a lazy day around the crib watching the Masters. I try to have a family outing, everybody in the backyard. Let's watch the Masters. You know, it's Daddy's first sport, his first love. They looking at me like, man, what these dudes up here doing just walking around with a stick? And I couldn't explain to anybody. None of my kids gave a damn about golf. And we have a little putting green, which they never use. They just run over there, grab the balls, and throw them in a hole. I don't know what sport they're trying to play, but no interest at all in the lovely gentleman's game of golf. But I watched it as you guys watched it, obviously. When you're watching the leaderboard, I swear, I can't watch the leaderboard without peeking at the bottom and just looking for Tiger Woods. Like, where's Tiger Woods? And I remember before he had the scratch with the injury, it was like 52. And I was like, all right, we got a shot. Like, we ain't got no damn shot. Tiger Woods barely made the cut. It was hilarious, man, just watching that, trying to make sure my family understood the significance of that sport in our family's life, but they gave a damn. Other than that, you know, my kids are still walking around here talking about April Fools. Y'all kids doing this as well? Anybody you know still caught up? Like the same person that when it's February, they still saying Happy New Year? And you're like, dog, it's February now, let it go. My kids still, April 10th, still saying April Fools all day. All right, but it's Fool's Day if you really think about what's going on financially right now, because it's hilarious. In April, you gotta pay your property taxes, you got to pay your federal taxes. You got to pay your state taxes. So they better throw Easter up in there, right? Because Easter, boy, it's the Lord's Day. You start praying or something because, damn, they try to hit you in the pockets when it hurts. We had a great Easter. We went to Braemar's, a country club that's right by our house that is really family friendly. Not stuffy, not the Masters, not Augusta. No, it's actually like a bunch of kids running around tearing up the golf course. Probably why it's not so highly rated as a golf course, but it's family friendly. We have a ball up in there, Easter egg hunt, all the above, and all you can eat and drink. Other than that, my daughter's getting her staples out of her head, and I just want to give you guys one more visual to let you know how important every moment of life is. And I know we get caught up in it. We just fast forward. What I'm doing tomorrow, what I'm doing tonight. Every moment matters. My daughter has 2 staples in her head getting removed today from running into the shower when we were on vacation day 1, night 1. My wife had to take her to the emergency room that night in a different state. We're in Hawaii. Where's the emergency room? Oh, it's 30 minutes away. And that was our first night. But to see your kid lying there just falling and blood coming out of her head, going down the drain, oh, it was an image, y'all. So just want to just give you guys that for a little bit of appreciation. That's it. Now, speaking of appreciation, it's time to show some love to the king of the middleweights right now. Isreal Adesanya. Yes, Adesanya Makasa. My boy went out there and won that damn fight. And did he win it in style, in fashion? All right, let's talk about it real quick. Get the story in. He won UFC 287, not 187, 287 against Alex Pereira, and now he has the belt once again. Now remember, Pereira beat him in November, took his 185-pound belt, used the right knee to the face, but didn't expect a bop when he kneed him, and then, boy, he went to sleep. Then a right hammer fist. I love the hammer fist. Come on, y'all. A hammer fist. I am not a violent person, but if I ever throw a punch, it got to be a hammer fist. That thing hits, and it hits hard. The referee got between them after that. It was a wrap. He said, chill out. Then he grabbed like some invisible arrows from his back, shot him, started shooting at the dude laying there. And then he runs over to where his son is, Alex Pereira's son is, and goes, night-night. Like, that's your daddy right now. Night-night. And in that moment, I was like, oh, boy, he is in that special place. Applause, because it's all in competition, even though it feels like, woo, he took that one hard. And I was looking at it, and UFC, because I just went to one, what was that, a month ago I told you guys about? And the energy at UFC, and I've been to a lot of boxing matches, in the dozens, that UFC hits different. Because I think every single second you're on edge thinking, oh, is he going to kick him? Oh, no, is he going to elbow him? Is he going to arm pound him? What is he going to do? Is he going to submit him? And in boxing, you always feel the setup, you know? Obviously, there's some one-hitter quitters out there. But typically, do you see them go into it? And there's a buildup. UFC doesn't seem like it's a buildup. It's like, we starting at 100, dog, and we're just going to stay here and figure it out from there. Amazing. The only time we hate UFC, we know, is when they grapple. Then we like, dog, y'all need to let go of each other. Stop wrestling. But other than that, it was great. I love his comments after it. He said, I hope every one of you behind the screen or in this arena can feel this level of happiness just one time in your life. He said, but guess what? You'll never feel this level of happiness if you don't go for something. I love that. They say revenge is sweet, and if you know me, I got a sweet tooth. So the question is, really, is he the king of the middleweights? The answer is yes. Why? He's beaten every fighter ranked in the top 5 of the UFC's middleweight division. Let's give some love to the king, Isreal. Adesanya, Makasa, my man Adesanya. Coming up next on Never Shut Up, it's time to go to Baltimore. But if we go to Baltimore, Odell ain't there or Lamar Jackson, because they both at Club Live. Let's talk about Odell Beckham Jr. signing with the Baltimore Ravens and then partying with his potential quarterback next year. Let's talk through that next on Never Shut Up on Brinks TV and Reach TV. See this? Welcome back to Never Shut Up. It's your boy, Marcellus Wiley. About to talk about my daughter's favorite athlete. Not just football player, athlete. Who didn't get caught up in that Odell Beckham Jr. phenomenon that went on? It seems like it's still going on in terms of him just being a superstar, no matter if he's on the field or off the field. Odell Beckham Jr., or as I like to say it, Odell Beckham Jr. Y'all remember the Bobby Johnson song? Every time I see him, I give him that. All right, let's talk about OBJ, who was signing with the Baltimore Ravens, and Lamar Jackson is on board with the signing. Let's talk about this. Ravens announced the news on Sunday. NFL Network reported that the contract is valued at up to $18 million for one season. You know, one of those prove-it deals. Okay. The 13.8 is guaranteed via signing bonus. Let me tell y'all about a signing bonus, okay? You go in there and they give you all this paperwork, right? Your agent is either sitting next to you if you're big time, or he's on the phone if you're like, mid-pack, but hey, it's another contract. Nah, in all seriousness, you get the approval from the agent, sign there, you're good. You got somebody from PR taking pictures. You got the GM sitting next to you, the owner if you're really big time up in there. And then next thing you know, put your name right there. And as soon as you put your name right there, you're checking your phone. You're checking your City National Bank statements. Looking for another 13.8 in there. Because signing bonus really means signing bonus. Now, there are installments as well, but signing bonus means it's about to hit that wire. So he got 13.8 for that. 1.2 million in salary, which we know gets paid during the regular season, those 17 weeks, while 3 million is available in incentives. All right, go out there and ball out. Got another 3 million for you. Check your statement again. Beckham hasn't played since tearing his ACL with the LA Rams in the Super Bowl that was down the street in 2021. that season, all right? Missed the entire last year, 2022 season, rehabbing the injury, and he didn't sign with another team, right? So don't forget, this is his second ACL tear, but by the reports, this second surgery actually corrected the bad surgery that he had the first time because he didn't come back fully to form after the first one. So they went in there the second time after the Super Bowl and corrected the ills of the first one. So that's a blessing in disguise. Now let's talk about the blessing that is not in disguise. Odell Beckham Jr. in terms of production, actually being on the Baltimore Ravens when we know their receiving core is a little thin, to say the least. Who do they have there? They got Rashad Bateman. He's the top option, 61 for 800 last year. Not bad. 3 touchdowns, kind of bad. 2 injury-shortened seasons since he's been there, first rounder. Then they got Devin Duvernay, and they got Nelson Aguilar. All right, so they needed some help. They needed OBJ. We understand that. He's a beast. 3-time Pro Bowler. We know when he's healthy, he's a monster. Been struggling with those injuries of late. 2 ACL tears against trivia. Yes, both against the Cincinnati Bengals. Crazy enough, right? So let's just talk about this. Let's get it all out there. Will this get them over the hump? One, we got to identify how big the hump is. And the hump in the AFC starts with KC. Yes, we're talking about the Super Bowl champions who just seem like, even though they may lose a piece or two. Remember last year they lost Tyreek Hill. Even I was fooled by that. Like, can't be the same, but I did clarify it. I did kind of give myself a little counter by saying Andy Reid never really needed top receivers when he was in Philadelphia. He had the TO experience for a year plus, but other than that, he didn't need much, right? And he could still make it work. So I was like, let me hedge my bet. Missing Tyreek Hill, but at the same time, Andy Reid still going to make something happen. Well, Patrick Mahomes made it happen with Andy Reid. They'll be back. We know Cincinnati's not going to go anywhere. Matter of fact, they stole the left tackle from the Kansas City Chiefs and Orlando Browns. So now you got them retooling. You also got Buffalo, who will fix their running game. And all of a sudden, now we got the Buffalo Bills out there doing something once again. This is the hump. We're not done. Jacksonville's now in there. Even though I think the Chargers are a better team, they lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars, 2 of my former teams. So we got to say the Jacksonville Jaguars right there. LA Chargers are going nowhere because they have a top 5 quarterback in Justin Herbert. So that's the hump. Now, does this get you over the hump? Because we know you've been right there, and there are other teams as well, and they're always a surprise team. One, is this telling us that Lamar Jackson is coming back? Because the market is telling us no one else is even going to offer Lamar Jackson what he desires, and no one wants to go do the dirty work for the Baltimore Ravens. Look at it. You got to give up 2 first-rounders, then guarantee him a contract north of Deshaun Watson's $230 million? And then revamp your offense because, let's be real, when you talk about Lamar Jackson at quarterback, it's a different offense than 99% of the other quarterbacks and capabilities. So you're going to have to revamp the offense, give up 2 first-rounders, $230+ guaranteed dollars, $230 million. Whoa, that's a lot, man. I don't know. That looks like Lamar Jackson's going to be staying there for that $32 million on the franchise tag. So now, since we see it's going to be Lamar Jackson if he can stay healthy, Odell Beckham if he can stay healthy, or the Ravens going to get over the hump. God, my rooting interests are really yelling at me right now because it's trying to make me think this is going to work. But chances are, with the competition that's already out there, that's in a better condition than the Baltimore Ravens, and what they're going through this offseason, who knows how they draft, and the fact that we're betting on 2 guys to stay healthy when last time seen both of these guys have been injured. I don't think they're injury prone, but those are a lot of rolls of the dice. So what they're doing right now is they're celebrating as teammates should. They were in Miami, went to Prime 112. This is the same circuit. Damn, I played in the league 20 years ago and did the same damn thing when I signed or my boy signed. We hitting Prime 112. We gonna be there. They gonna be there too. And then after that, Prime 112 is a scene. I don't think there's a greater scene at any restaurant in America. And I've been to a lot of them, if not all of them. That's the one. And then they went to Club Live and did it. Had those little signs. One day they're going to look back at these corny signs. Welcome, Odell Beckham Jr. and Lamar Jackson. That'll be $30,000 for those bottles in that sign. Like, one day they're going to look back and be like, what the hell are we doing? But yeah, they are celebrating as teammates because I'm certain that they're boys. Hopefully that relationship can now translate on the field as well. I'm hoping for Baltimore. I told y'all I root for 5 teams and 4 of them I played for. The other one are those Ravens. I just like their style of ball. Hopefully they make it work. Coming up next on Never Shut Up, Jaylen Brown got 5 stitches in his hand. Y'all got to hear how he got cut and how this injury happened. And we're going to talk about some crazy injuries that have happened to athletes, including me. All that next on Never Shut Up on Brinks TV and Reach TV. Chalice. Welcome back to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcellus, Wiley, doing the WAP right now about this topic because this is hilarious. I love these type of topics because wasn't allowed to do these when I was out there on the desk and the major media because, I don't know, we got to talk about LeBron, we got to talk about the Cowboys, but I'm like, dog, this is hilarious. It's not funny that Jaylen Brown got hurt, but the reason he did, we all got to chuckle at that. I'm sure even Jaylen Brown. All right, he missed the Celtics' final 2 regular season games after cutting his hand while, drums please, watering plants. Did y'all hear me? Yeah, Jaylen Brown, I don't know how much he made, $40-something million a year, is his own landscaper, right? He does his own gardening. He does it all. He's out there just watering the boxwoods and then grab the vase or vase. Are you a vase person or a vase person? Growing up, I was a vase. Then all of a sudden, I got $5. I was like, a vase, right? Grabbed it and cut his hand. Now, when you first hear that, you're like, what? Is that how it really happened? Because one, you're doing your own planting out there, horticulture. You got your hoe. Yeah, I used to love going to 8th grade horticulture class and getting away with saying hoe. I'm like, give me my hoe, teacher. And she was like, Marcellus, you're stupid. I was like, all right. Give me my hoe. And then you're out there, and he cut his hand trying to water plants. Interesting. All right, so he was done for the regular season. And after he did this, they said that the injury really got him messed up. He was mad. He had a balling season, averaged 26 points this year. We know the Celtics are beasts, true contenders. He had his hand all bandaged up, got the stitches, and he was already wearing that Batman mask from fracturing his face. So he's played through a lot of adversity this year, obviously. But you know me, I see a topic like that and I start licking my lips. I start, this sounds good. It's time to go through some weird injuries and I'm gonna bring it home with something that happened to me a couple of times. But first, let's start off with this one. Y'all remember when Blake Griffin broke his hand punching a team employee? Yeah, one, you shouldn't be fighting people you work with, but if you are, maybe you shouldn't break your hand when you're a star player and they work with you. I remember that one caught a lot of traction out there in social. Geno Smith got his jaw broken by a teammate. Remember that? Teammate hit him. And it's one thing to hit your teammate. You break his jaw, like, you got to go, bro. Like, I don't know other way. We can't go back to practice till you go. And that's what happened in that situation. Trevor Bauer injured his pinky finger. Remember he did that? I was like, how do you do it? He was trying to fix a drone. Y'all hear me? A drone. Yeah. I don't know if he worked for NASA, he out there in the military, but what kind of drone is this that you mess up your finger doing it? And it waited 3 whole days to start hemorrhaging. And once it started hemorrhaging, then all of a sudden he couldn't play anymore because of the drone and the cut to his finger. Crazy. Jabba Chamberlain messed his ankle up on a trampoline. Now, if you know what he looks like, you were kind of like, yeah, I kind of get it. You're a little too old, a little too big to be on them trampolines. But they are like death traps anyway. Every time I go to the trampoline park with my kids, one, I am amazed at how they can spring back and forth. And every time, even though obviously it's taking a lot of weight off of you, right? It's a great workout in terms of the weight impact. You're not feeling the concrete, right? You're not feeling the hard surface. It's spongy. It takes most of your weight. Not all, but most of your weight away, right? But damn, my ligaments, my knees, my body, every time I hit that trampoline, I'm like, well, not as bad as Mr. Chamberlain did because, boy, he went down. All right, there was Darren Bernard. Y'all remember him? All right, me either. But he had a little puppy. Little puppy took a little boom boom, little poop poop, and then he wasn't watching. Guess what he did? Stepped in the poop poop, fell, and messed his knee up. Yes, missed 5 months of ball because his ass fell in his doggy boo boo. That's hilarious. Somebody got back spasms before because they were at a stop sign and looked both ways. Went like this, couldn't go back here again. Back spasms, missed time. Bill Grammatica, that was crazy. Celebrating that field goal he made. He went down. That was crazy. The craziest one, though, is Derrick Rose, who said he was eating some food in the bed, cutting up some food, and with a knife, laid it on the bed and just forgot about it, I guess. Went to get a bottle of water and rolled over on the actual knife and cut himself and had to get 10 stitches. Huh? Talking about self-inflicted wound. That was crazy. All right, let me get to some of the crazy ones that happened to me in college. Right before our spring game, too. I was making my bed. You got to do that in college. I lived in, they called it the hood. They called it the projects where I lived. But I liked it because I didn't have a roommate. But it came at a cost. You're going to live in some lower housing if you ain't going to have a roommate at Columbia. And I had to make my bed, and it was one of them old like prison-looking beds with all the wires and stuff. I was making my bed, turned the corner, and kicked my foot right underneath it on the post. So hard that I broke my pinky toe. So I broke my pinky toe making my bed. Now I'm trying to think of what excuse can I really make up because this ain't gonna fly. Making up my bed and I break my pinky toe and I can't practice, I can't play in the game. Coach was like, I remember getting in the training room and telling them, they was like, I don't know how this one gonna fly, but we can fix you up, we get you right. And then they start trying to tell me how a pinky toe ain't really that serious. I was like, what you mean? They was like, we can put a plate under your cleat. I was like, what? Put a plate in your shoe, and then we tape it up, we bridge it together so they make them stick together like that. I was like, huh? And then my coach looked at me like, bruh, you are not missing this spring game because of your pinky toe. So I went out there, pinky toe in it, had to do it. I pulled my hamstring one time racing my boy Dennis Northcutt, if you guys remember him, played in the league forever. Pulled my hamstring racing him after the club on Sunset. Like we always used to race no matter where we were. We leave the country and we were racing in front of the natives. We didn't give a damn. But this one night, I guess I hydrated a little too much. Raced him, had to pull up lame, and that one pulled a hammy doing that. So 2 other ones I saw was my teammate one time going to sleep in meetings, because cats be sleeping in meetings, me too, like this. And he fell asleep and then woke up and then the chair flipped and he fell down, hit his head, hit his back because he was falling out. And obviously he missed a little bit of practice time. And the craziest one is one my teammate, got to protect his name, so I protect the guilty. He farted so damn loud and so damn stanky in our meeting room, cleared the entire meeting room. Coach in the hallway, dog cursed him and all of us out saying, quote unquote, we were unprofessional. If you motherfuckers was working at IBM, you'd never pull this shit. You better start respecting this NFL workplace like it's a real job. We were like, dog, what'd you say? What'd you say? Coach? Like, stop barking at us, bro. It ain't that serious. Actually, it was. That was hellacious. Coming up next on Never Shut Up. Oh, it's full episode time, man. It's time to talk about teammates having fights. Did we witness that not once, but twice this weekend? Clippers having a fight, Timberwolves having a fight, Rudy Gobert hitting people from across the damn arena with his long-ass arms. Let's talk about teammate fights. And is this a good thing in a weird way? That's coming up next on Never Shut Up. Brinks TV, Reach TV. Celsius time, trying to get hyped. Welcome back to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcellus, Wiley. Full episode time. Let's talk about beef. And I'm talking about beef with somebody you know, right in your face, wearing the same colors as you, your teammates. And there's a lot of tension in the air. Woo, this play-in tournament, this NIT of the NBA, whatever the hell going on, got these dudes tight because they were out there beefing, not trying to be in the play-in, or if we in the play-in, man, forget you, fool. We saw it happen not just once, but twice with the Clippers and the Timberwolves. Let's talk about it. All right, Minnesota, Rudy Gobert punched Kyle Anderson on the sideline after a little verbal altercation, they say. Gobert was sent home immediately after the incident, and Minnesota has a stacked roster that seemed, let's just say, to kind of never gel fully this year. And these sound like a couple of the issues from that. Gobert later apologized, and let's talk through what happened. So Gobert is on record saying this. Sometimes he's a little aggressive in the way he talks, but I don't take it personally. Who is he talking about? Kyle Anderson. Yes, Mr. Headline himself. Hairline. Boy, Kyle Anderson need to get that thing going. That's hilarious. He let Kyle Anderson get under his skin. Now, what's funny about that is how you don't take it personally, but then you hit him. That is the clearest definition of you take it personally. But I love this contrition after it. Emotions got the best of me today. I should not have reacted the way I did, regardless of what was said. Yeah. I want to apologize to the fans, the organization. You can tell he's from overseas, the way he spelled organization. And particularly the Kyle, who is someone that I truly love and respect as a teammate. Oh, well, as they say, with friends like you, who needs enemies? Like, that's true love and respect. Look, I know it gets hot out there playing ball. And I know that even sometimes when you're in that zone, everything gets blurry. You're competitive. You're at the highest level. It matters so much to you. And even your boy, somebody you went out with wings and things with last night, could be the enemy today if he says the wrong things at the wrong time. And obviously Kyle Anderson did that as well. We saw Bones Highland, Mason Plumlee get into a little shoving match themselves for the Clippers. Not the same. But we also didn't see this, but Jaden McDaniels punched the wall. The wall won. The wall is undefeated. That's why I tell my kids all the time, when they walk around here or they're running in the house and they're just playing and horseplay, I'm like, I knock on something. I go like this. Undefeated. I always do it to the couch, anything y'all. Look, if it's hard, I'm like, it's going to win. Jaylen, guess what? That wall won. You hit it, now you got your hand all messed up. So what's going on right now, right? And this is going to be a weird example only because you got to get past the imagery of it. But a lot of times on a team, they have these moments, whether they're physical or they're verbal. We used to clown them. We used to call it like makeup sex moments, right? You get into an argument with your girl. You're yelling, y'all yelling. What? What'd you say? Oh, hell no, girl. What you tripping on? She coming at you. Oh, man. You feel like leaving. She feel like leaving. But y'all don't leave. Y'all talked it all the way through. Now there's love in the air, correct? Now get past that imagery and bring it to the locker room. All the times where we have those players-only meetings, that is to really detour from us actually having to put hands on each other because of frustration, right? So a players-only meeting is really to avoid what this is, which is, what's your problem, bruh? And why isn't this working out for us on the court? Because you don't have players-only meetings when everything is going well, when everything is fine. It's when you're over there suppressing some things. It's when you guys are looking at each other side-eye like, dog, he say one more thing. Y'all been there before? when you're on that edge, one more thing. And it don't even have to be him. Anybody. Rudy Gobert with his long ass arms, wow, hit you with the then, just because I'm done you talking that trash with your style of leadership, whatever that may be. Now, those players only meetings we used to have cracked me up because they usually had the same things brought up in every single meeting, no matter what the circumstances were, no matter what team I was on, no matter who my teammates were. It seemed like rerun, same thing. Hey, y'all. Hey, shit. For real, we got to run to the ball. Yeah, fifth grade, sixth grade. And then when you get there, you got to be on a mission. You got to be ready to bring some pain. I'm tired of us, man. The way we practicing around here right now, y'all need to take this seriously. Matter of fact, y'all need to shut it down tonight. I'll be hearing. Sometimes y'all be out. How y'all taking this? Y'all for real about this? Cats be looking at you like, you know when we were winning, we hung out. You know when we were winning, we ran to the ball. Like, is that the real reason? And it's so funny because everyone's trying to call everyone out, but everyone knows also they're guilty of something wrong as well. So it's a weird dynamic because no one's perfect, so you can't throw rocks from that glass house. You know? And I've sat there thousands of times, it felt like, because I was on a lot of losing teams. Maybe my fault. But we sitting there like, dog, I get it. We got to try harder, right? We got to work smarter, right? We got to be more focused. We got to be more into this, more invested. I get it. But why are these things being brought up right now without the coaches here? And the coaches dictate what we get to do. They dictate the plays, we call it. And more importantly, they set the tone even though we go out there and physically do it, right? If they put us in bad position, it's kind of hard to overcorrect. It's kind of hard to get us back in the right position. Yeah, we need to do this all together. But it always splinters off into different things. And it splinters off into, okay, not everyone says exactly what they feel in those meetings. Now you got this. You got Rudy Gobert just sitting there. How long has he been sitting there? Probably like, yo, Kyle be tripping the way he be talking to cats. Kyle be tripping the way he talked to me. He say one more thing is on. Instead of saying that to Kyle, now you got punches thrown, and that's how it goes. So you just got to air out problems, man. So many times in sports, the microcosm of life, it's the same thing with your relationship, with your significant other, with your teammate. Hey, bro, chill out. Like, just chill out. But no matter what you say to somebody, if they're in that place, that special zone where they're running hot 100, no matter what you say, it's going to get under their skin. So saw a lot of tension. We're going to talk about these play-in seedings and the Clippers as well coming up because the play-ins start tomorrow. Woo! Lakers, Timberwolves. Timberwolves got a lot of issues right now. Lakers probably just sitting back there chuckling like, let's go handle that. Clippers got Phoenix first round. We're going to talk through all that. But right now, let's talk through this Wileyism. It's time to do it. Yeah. All right. Y'all ready? This one going to hit. Don't trade God's timing for your deadline. I'm going to say it again. Don't trade God's timing for your deadline. Woo! I am talking to myself. Y'all just witnessing it right now. Boy, I can sit up and come up with the most astute of plans and write it down. Right? I use everything in my phone. I put it all in there, and I'm just sitting there like, yes, this is happening then, this is happening then, this is happening then. These are how the dominoes going to fall. And then I have now come up with the calendar of my life. Woo! But you got to map that on to what the greater conversation is in terms of your development. I really believe like you only get what you're ready for, and what you're ready for, you got to really have in full desire before you even get it. And if you complain through that process, or you complain when you get it, oh, the world, it's going to say, okay, enough. You ain't ready for the next step of this development and phase of growth. And it's crazy. At least it works that way for me. Like, I don't get to go to the next step, to the next phase until I'm really mastering this one, right? Or you sometimes feel like you skipped a step. And don't you have to go right back to where you skipped? You're like, damn it, forgot that issue, right? And that's what reveals itself in the dark, in the light. your character. So it's just funny, man, how many times we sit out there, plot, plan, try to twist this world to do it, and we try to make it for our deadline. And God's like, on my time, based on what that looks like for you and your development. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes you can sit there and be so narrowly focused, so adamant, this, there, now. Don't trade God's timing for your deadline. That'll do it for today's episode of Never Shut Up. About to get out of this Clorox, about to get out of my crispy white. Oh man, y'all can get this too. BrinksTV.com. Got MarcellusWileyShop.com. We got merch and gear everywhere. Love for you guys. I'll be in those comments later. Let go as we do. Thanks for watching. Never Shut Up. Hey.